You made the plans. You showed consistency. You showed up emotionally, mentally, and with intention, even when it was not always reciprocated. And for a while, you thought she noticed. You believed your effort was seen, felt, and appreciated. But slowly you realized she enjoyed your attention more than she valued you. That realization does not happen all at once. It happens through patterns. Some days she was warm. Other days she acted distant. The inconsistency became familiar. And even though you cared, something inside you started shutting down. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, but because you finally chose yourself. You reached a point where protecting your peace mattered more than chasing mixed signals. At some point, you stopped trying so hard. You didn't wake up thinking about her first. You didn't rush to reply. You didn't sacrifice your time just to get breadcrumbs of attention. Maybe you hit the gym. Maybe you worked on your goals. Maybe you just got tired of being the only one trying. Maybe you started redirecting your energy toward things that actually gave something back to you. But the moment your energy shifted, she felt it. Women are highly sensitive to changes in effort, tone, and attention. They notice when the man who used to chase suddenly moves differently. They feel the absence before they understand the reason. You didn't have to say a word. Your silence, your calmness, your lack of urgency said everything. And just like that, she started acting differently too. Maybe she started texting more. Maybe she asked if you were okay. Maybe she suddenly wanted to see you. Or maybe she tried to trigger jealousy, gave you attitude, or acted like she didn't care. But here's what matters. Every reaction is a window into how she really sees you. This is about awareness, not ego. This is about observing behavior instead of believing words. Today we're talking about how a woman reacts when she realizes you lost interest. This is something most men never get to see because they panic the second they feel distance. They chase harder. They They ask questions like, did I do something wrong? And the moment you do that, you lose your power. Because women don't respect a man who begs for attention. They respect a man who respects himself. When you pull back, when you stop trying to prove your value, you force her to confront reality. She has to decide whether losing you matters, and her reaction shows you everything. Her respect level, her interest level, and whether she ever saw your worth in the first place. Each reaction you are about to learn helps you understand exactly what her behavior means and what you should do next. By the end, you know who deserves access to you and who doesn't. 1. She suddenly shows interest. When a woman realizes you lost interest, the first and most common reaction is suddenly increased effort. The same woman who was slow to reply, hard to see, or emotionally distant can flip her behavior almost overnight. You'll notice her texting faster, asking more questions, wanting to know what you're doing, or trying to pull you back into her world. This shift isn't random, it's psychology. Women are used to being pursued. It's what they expect in modern dating. When you were giving attention, she didn't feel urgency because she assumed you would always be there. The moment your energy changes, she feels the possibility of losing something she didn't think she would lose. That creates pressure, and pressure creates action. You might see her calling instead of texting. She might bring up memories, mention inside jokes, or send messages like, "You've been quiet lately? Are you okay?" Or "We should hang out." She isn't doing this because she suddenly discovered feelings that didn't exist before. She's reacting to contrast. When your attention disappears, she starts comparing the way you used to treat her with the way you treat her now. And that comparison hits her ego first. Women don't like losing access to a man who once made them feel wanted, especially a man who has options, confidence, or a life outside of her. Your silence challenges her. It makes her question herself. It makes her wonder, who else has your attention? That's why so many women return the moment you stop chasing. They aren't always coming back for you. Sometimes they're coming back for the version of themselves they felt when you wanted them, but here's where men slip up. When she returns with sweet messages, compliments, or sudden effort, most men fall right back into the old pattern. They reward her for coming back. They start giving attention again. They break the mystery. And the second she feels secure again, she goes back to the exact behavior that turned you off. So, what should you do? Stay calm. Don't rush. Don't jump back into the role of the chaser. If she wants your time now, let her earn it. Let her show consistency, not just emotional panic. A woman who truly sees your value will put in effort over time, not just for a few days. If her interest is real, it won't disappear when she feels safe again. When you don't chase her return, she learns that access to you has value. She understands that your attention isn't free. She realizes you're not the type of man who bends. The second she shows interest, and that's when you gain more respect than you ever did while trying to impress her. Silence makes her wonder. Distance makes her think. Confidence makes her pursue. 2. She tries to make you jealous. When a woman feels your interest fading and she doesn't know how to pull you back, she may try another tactic: jealousy. This happens when her ego is hit harder than her emotions. Instead of asking what went wrong, instead of trying to reconnect in an honest way, she tries to create a reaction. She wants to know if she still has access to your emotions. She wants proof that she still matters. It can start quietly. She might post pictures looking extra done up. She might suddenly start going out more, tagging places, or showing herself having fun. She may mention other men, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. Little comments like, "My friend took me out to eat," "Someone keeps asking me out," or "You wouldn't believe who tried talking to me." Those are emotional bait. She doesn't care about the story. She cares about your reaction. If you respond with irritation, jealousy, or insecurity, she feels powerful again. She knows she still controls your mind. Once she has that control back, she no longer needs to change her behavior. But if you stay, that's where her confidence cracks. Women only use jealousy when they think you'll respond emotionally. If you stay calm, if you stay focused on your own life, if you don't try to compete or validate yourself, she starts to panic. Is he seeing someone else? Did he move on? Was I not as important as I thought? Jealousy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle. A new guy in her comments, a guy in her stories, a post designed to get a reaction. Women know exactly how men think on social media. If she wanted to keep things private, she could. When she puts it out for you to see, it's intentional. So how should you respond? You don't. Not with anger, not with jealousy, not with long paragraphs. The best response is no emotional response at all. When jealousy doesn't work, she has two choices. She either steps up with real effort or she disappears. Both outcomes give you clarity. 7. She realizes you were the prize. There comes a moment when everything finally hits her. Not when you stop texting. Not when you go silent. Not when she tries to make you jealous or pretend she doesn't care. It hits when she looks at your life and realizes you didn't fall apart without her. You didn't chase her. You didn't beg. You didn't sit around waiting. You got better. That's the moment she understands the truth she never wanted to face. You were the one with real value. A woman might ignore your effort when she feels secure. SH.